Hi, this is author-philosopher Ronald E. Springer for EthicsUnderground.com, returning with more moral armor. Self-Made Man, Sound Relationships, Chapter 5, Part 3, The Line Never to be Crossed. When one encounters any consciousness, a special pattern of cognition is called into play, that of determining motive. Whether it is a dog or a person, their disposition tells of danger or safety, just as ours indicates to them. The pattern of interaction is a pattern of cognition for each involved, as entities of consciousness control all interactions. The specific steps of interaction are: number 1, perception of entity; number 2, identification of motive; number 3, interaction with entity; and number 4, result. All social action exists beyond the fundamental process of cognition, which is operating prior to the encounter as an individual faculty of life. One process presupposes the other. The two cannot be mixed. If we encounter a dog, do we involve the dog's thoughts with our own? Well, of course not. So we don't do it with people either. Social interaction is a secondary pattern, never to be brought into the first. Self-made man is historically notorious for refusing to mix his cognitive process with the process of others. He doesn't set out to be humble. He could stay home for that. He doesn't meld or compromise or sacrifice. In conference, he sifts through ideas, running suggestions through his own mind to verify logic before acceptance, then moves to the next juncture. His own rational discipline chooses the best course. He has kept the line clear, and by so doing has alienated all those who cannot complete the first chain alone. Communication between two bodies and all acquired knowledge must pass through his senses. His first relationship is with existence, and its truth must be his first loyalty. The guiltless man is true to himself and runs at his own pace. He does not slow down for anyone. Those worthy can keep up, which is the filter to his ultimate social satisfaction. Anything less will cause pain, as energy expended at a lesser efficiency resonates at a lower intensity than his known ability. He moves towards his truth without consideration for anything it might do to his life and relationships, and with reflection, he sees it only makes them better. It brings about better situations and better people. Of course, the old situations and relationships have rotted, but being saturated with the nutrition of fresh life every day, he can let them go with barely a backwards glance. It is due to the spirit murderers that he built a level within him that is beyond all human reach. Not a closed door, but a crystal vault, open to view, but not to harm. What's in the vault? A collection of gems. Number 1, his sovereign essence, his purest perception, and his life-giving power. Number 2, no fear and no concern for the views of others, and no hesitation in seeing what he knows to be true. Number 3, no room for the pain of regretting illusions that don't pan out, just a pure perception where all implications are clear and are accepted. Number 4, his sovereign love for existence, no matter what others make of it or try to do to him. Number 5, what he knows to be possible, what exists within him, and what he wishes could find its freedom in every man on earth. Number 6, the peace of calm reflection necessary to tailor his fulfillment to his ever-integrating, ever-expanding sum. Such a pinnacle of man enters a room giving off an intellectual, emotional vibrancy that affects all those around him. In awe, it can be felt, studied, and enjoyed, but to be acquired, the energy source must come from within, in the same manner he acquired it. He knows that there are others who have been around the block, who know of the negatives out there and remain untouched by them. He knows that there are others who have not made terms with evil and have not been tarnished by its existence. They know what greatness is possible and choose to practice that, while discarding the rest. They don't try to compromise, allowing it to wipe out their passion for living. They simply reject it, as he does, and live their lives focused on their own enjoyment. This is where he finds intimacy. Self-made man knows his colleagues across the spectrum will treat him with objective sincerity. With moral clarity between them and full awareness of their conformance, they have no qualms about judging or being judged. He maintains relationships with those who have a thirst for life, which means a thirst for discovery, a thirst for honesty, accuracy, and for what works, because they intend to use it, not a thirst for blood. This is his realm, those who don't need assistance and their honest, voluntary followers, all seeking a greater sum in themselves. They share their endeavors, their mutual interests, their personal triumph, and the limitless future they all see ahead. Their parallel is in passion, allowing others to feel the same exhilaration as their own. There are only so many people he can be close to in a physical sense, a small number, really. Mother Teresa may advise to give our best to strangers, but this is totally incompatible with the moral standard of the self-made. His scale of intimacy is deepest first, to whom he grants the most time. This begins individually with his purpose in life and is followed by his most intimate social relationship, his spouse. The more people he wants to affect, the more abstract his medium must become. Some are so passionately dedicated to their pursuits that they acquire fame, moving a great number with their work. As the number of people in one's sphere of influence moves to infinity, time decreases the potential for personal intimacy to zero. We then touch lives through abstract mediums, such as literature. As our cherished selectivity of individuals moves to one, our intimacy moves to infinity. Well, that's all for now. Next up is a compatibility index to understand who is right for you and who is wrong. Click subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you'd like to help wipe out moral confusion fast with nature's moral armor and make the world a better place. I've started a Patreon channel for Moral Armor. You'll find a link in the show notes. Its thank you page has a PowerPoint video that explores the keys to moral armor visually. For a $5 contribution, you'll get that right away, and it also includes my latest book, The Care and Feeding of Freedom, as a download. Your support is most appreciated. Thanks for watching. See you next time.